to say hello to all the people that are here today. I'm going to go and say hello, the city council people. Nobody's here though, look. Closed for business, most likely. But we'll see who shows up today. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Did it already start?
No, about 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. Name and badge number, sir. No name and badge number? Are you on duty tonight?
I am.
Name and badge number.
I'm not going to speak to you.
Oh, you're not going to speak to me?
No, I'm not.
Is this fella on duty tonight? Are you on duty tonight, sir? Are you on duty tonight? Name and badge number.
How are you? How are you?
Good. You want a bottle of water?
Didn't want to speak, huh? Huh. Go figure. Howdy, sir.
Your chair?
No, I don't need a chair. That's what I need a chair for. What would I need a chair for? At this- Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Speak to me, huh? Good to see you. Good to see you, Lena. Can't say that for the rest of us. What's that? You like my shirt? Good. Thanks, Marvin. Thanks for coming in, brother. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Did not want to identify. Wonder if it's in their policy.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. Oh, that's right. I can't even get a grammar request out of these people. No, we'll get them. Don't you fret. We'll get them.
Okay, welcome everyone. This is a regularly scheduled meeting for July 15th, 2025, approximately 6:30. Please join us in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is this?
No, he's not.
That's all right. Yeah. You did have us worried a little bit though. Roll call. Liz, Chuck, and Donnie are here. Barbara's
There's
on
the criminal
vacation.
attorney.
It has to be excused. Okay. Approval of the previous minutes. As you'll see, you'll have two of them in front of you. One for July 11th and one for July 1st. Let's do July 1st first, please. June 11th, yes. Thank you.
I'll make a motion we approve the meeting, special council meeting minutes on June 11th.
Okay, you have a motion and a second. Approve the minutes for June 11th, 2025. All in favor? Opposed or any? Okay, now for July 11th. July 1st? First.
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes for July 1st.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes for July 1st. All in favor? Opposed or any? Thank you. No petitions, remonstrances, or communications. Stephen, I don't have you on, but are you okay to talk for a few?
If you'd like me to.
Yes. Come on up and let's see what's going on here. Hope all of you know that Stephen works for the city this year and last year. We let him off for 1 week to go to Boise State.
It was a wonderful experience to be able to not only be able to go and be with other people my age who are all trying to learn the same thing, but to be able to understand more about how our government works. Not just in a classroom to understand the basics, but to be there and be able to have that hands-on experience of learning how a city council functions and how a county functions, and on top of that, how a whole state can function on those different positions that are in place, on how the voting works. It was a wonderful experience to be able to go into more depth than you ever would in our high school education system, and to be able to not only understand, but be involved helps a lot. I got to be the wonderful job of being a city councilman, as these lovely people get to do, and I understand how hard it is, and I have a more appreciation of how our city is run because I've been able to be in that position, and I think it's a really powerful experience that I had to be able to go and learn and be with these people who are also excited to know how our country actually functions, rather than taking a test and being like, oh, okay, you're good. But we actually got the experience to go and do that, and I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity.
He's a senior this year, so hopefully we'll have him back for one more summer. No petitions, remonstrances, or communications, right, Liz? Okay, Grant Need, Fire Department, fireworks.
This is the scumbag that targeted my family.
Guy
Right here.
So, on the 4th of July, the fire department had their hot dog
roast at the city park, and it was a great turnout. We had a lot of people show up, a lot of people, not even from this community came out and all of that. And, then we had the fireworks, and we tried to put it in a controlled area. It got a little bit hectic. So after all of that, Cody and I decided that we started a committee within the fire department. We're gonna start getting donations throughout the rest of the year.
They need donations.
The next Fourth of July. We're gonna
Everybody
set up a
donate.
different- So we're still gonna do our barbecue in the park, and, we're gonna, with the donation money, we're gonna try to get enough to actually purchase the fireworks, set everyone up in the park, and then we light them off in the parking lot. And they're not gonna be the little tiny fountain, we're going for, the big, good fireworks, so. We popped the pups, they're gonna help us, Juicer's gonna help us out a bit too, and so we're just gonna get that committee going and see what we can do about raising some money to put on a good fireworks show for the Fourth of July out here.
We'll let people bring theirs up.
Yes, but we're gonna control it a lot better than what it is before.
There was a bunch of people got hurt, I guess, or something like that.
Four firefighters in? Only 4 of us were able to show up. So, see if we can get some help in the outlying areas and stuff, come out and help also. But, I mean, it was a good night, I mean, it was really fun. So, yeah, Donnie showed up and Chuck showed up, and it was a good time, so. And then also with the 24th coming up, residents are allowed to light fireworks off at their house per the state fire marshal. And they can do it on the 24th from July 22nd to the 25th, from the hours of 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., except for on the 24th, they can go until midnight. And New Year's is the exact same, and Chinese New Year's. So we just need to make sure the residents.
Chinese New Year's, that's for Bao.
We do live in a timber
Loretta.
house. It's very dry out there. But we just gotta be very careful, so.
So is that, when we have that resolution, does that include that resolution? Or was that no fireworks period?
Well, I think when you guys brought up that resolution, I don't think you adopted it, so it never really took place. Is that right, Sam?
Yeah, it was talking about not adult.
Not adopted, so.
I think it was adopted.
Here's the scumbag chief, please.
That we had last year.
Did you? I don't think you did, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to go back, but it seems like, I think it was you, Donnie, that brought up our ordinance out the one from last year.
I can't remember if we actually voted.
I don't think you did what you guys.
You want us to post something for the 24th?
Yeah.
Get to the 4th?
If you could, that would be great.
This is the care of that.
Okay.
So the same resolution before? Is that what you're?
I think we're just gonna,
Yeah, the
going off
same
of
one
the
that we
state
have
fire
before.
marshal's recommendation. Yeah.
Mayor just said, post it, what we had, so are we posting?
We're posting, I think if you're gonna post anything, it should be something like, on the 24th, you can only allow fireworks from July 22nd to July 25th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
In the neighborhoods.
in the neighborhoods. But, I know that's scary and all of that.
That's-
I mean, that's per state fire marshal.
But we can continue the
You
resolution.
can be more restrictive.
Yes.
You do not have to, you can be more restrictive, but you can't, like, what you couldn't do is say you could do fireworks till 1 a.m. You can't.
That's the scumbag attorney.
You
He won't
We
answer my
still
grammar
adopt
lesson.
the resolution that we have for the 4th of July that continues throughout July 24th, which means no fireworks in the neighborhoods.
can do that.
I make that motion that we propose to keep that resolution in place that we have for July 4th.
I'm worried about that too, so I'm in the second. Okay, have a motion and a second
He's worried.
to go with the resolution. I would sure like to see it.
The resolution?
Yeah.
There was one posted on Facebook
Facebook that Cody had signed.
It's right.
So
It's
I
in that-
understood that you guys adopted it, but.
Not sure.
It's in that right there, so I called it right there.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to, accept the resolution as written. All in favor? Thank you. Motion passes. Moving right along.
Asphalt, blacktop. So Nelson came out and did some quotes for us for blacktop replacement. We're gonna put it off because we have another 2 holes that we gotta dig in the road and then do them all at one time. So if we did the 4 cuts we have right now, it would actually be later, late fall before they could come back out and actually do the other one over by the old clinic. So
You just said wait.
no, we haven't yet. So when Nelson's extremely busy, would we get other bolts for it by chance? So, but we wanna hold off on that until we get the other road cut, so they can do them all at one time, so we're not leaving one open for a long time or anything like that. So.
Is that, do you know exactly what the canyon?
So like, what they're doing right now, going up to the treatment plant, they are doing sides of the road, each side, and then filling all the potholes on throughout the whole road. They're not gonna overlay the whole road where they've gone right now, past the rodeo grounds. That's as far as they're gonna go with the overlay. There might be 1 or 2 other patches up the canyon that are really bad, that they're gonna overlay, but the majority of it's gonna be how it is, but potholes.
Better enough.
Well, that's a lot better.
So, that's it.
That's it.
Brandy, you here?
Here.
There's the scumbag right there. Running for city council. Wait till I post what I have for it. Collusion.
So, I just want to start off by saying thank you for letting me and some of our community members voice some concerns that we had. We do want to take a moment and appreciate the fire department, emergency services, the city council, and volunteers that help make this community a great place to live, because it really is a blessing to live in this small town with all of our community members, that we can depend on each other, call on each other. Everyone is, it's a great place to live. My family and I were at the fireworks show that was held at Sunnyside Park on July 4th. I and many community members had concerns over the lack of safety when lighting off the fireworks that night, and in previous years like that. The second firework of the night tipped over and shot right in between my 2 teenage daughters.
Holy shit, look at
right
that.
in between, right by their faces.
They don't know what they're doing.
They were standing side by side. In your guys' packet, I've attached screenshots of other community members saying, one community member saying that her husband had got, that he was just excited and didn't think of safety or the fireworks being caught on the ground and just lit them off, and that's how it tipped. Don't get me wrong, I understand that accidents happen and you can't prevent them completely. Towards the end of the night, there was a firework that shot off and either tipped or blew up, something happened, and it shot straight into the chair that my 3-year-old daughter was sitting in not even 2 seconds before that. If she would have been sitting in that chair, it would have either been detrimental or worse. I have attached the pictures of the chair in the packet as well. The fireworks shot straight through the chair and caught the chair on fire. This was just my personal experience, but after posting my personal experience on social media, I had many people reach out to me sharing their personal experiences over the past 3 years, from cars being hit, people having sparks land on their faces and being burned, to children being hit and burned. I also have attached screenshots from those community members and blacked out their names. That night, my husband was also lighting fireworks, but he was the only one to have cinder blocks holding the fireworks from tipping over. There is a few immediate safety concerns that need to be addressed. I do know that the 4th is another year away, but the 24th is just next week. One, the ground of the park is not a flat ground. Two, firework guidelines were definitely not followed. Three, no safety guidelines were put into place by the fire department or for the community members to follow that were going to the park. 4, people of all ages were lighting off fireworks. 5, the perimeter to where people were watching and the fireworks being lit off were too close in proximity to each other. I did go online to the Utah Fire Department page, and I did copy. Utah legal aerial fireworks are designed to travel up to 150 feet into the air and then explode. Aerial fireworks shall be placed on a hard, level surface outdoors in a clear and open area prior to ignition. Anyone under the age of 16 shall not handle or operate aerial fireworks. Ignition of aerial fireworks shall be a minimum of 30 feet away from any structure or vertical obstruction. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not want to see this get canceled or be done away with, because for our community, it is a great opportunity, and for many of our citizens, they don't have the ability to go somewhere else to watch fireworks. My goal here is to create a safer environment for the show, or to plan and discuss different options so that our whole community is safe, and that the city is not held liable for an accident or death of a community member. We all know that the city is close to a financial crisis, and its future is not favorable for anyone. And the way that fireworks are currently done is going to fall right into the category of an attractive nuisance. We also believe that it looks bad on the city to have a fire truck parked for citizens around and leaning on the truck, when there is an ordinance of no drinking or smoking. This picture was posted on the East Harbor Fire Department's page by the fire department. It's also attached in your packet. I investigated a few things and I came up with a few ideas. 1, follow what Helper City does. Fire trucks are placed in different areas around town to make response times quicker if there becomes an issue while citizens light off their own fireworks. 2, a year-round fund is set up for community members to donate into the fireworks, and then they're done by the fire department only, kind of set up like what we do for New Year's Eve. 3, put very detailed safety precautions into place for the park, have people further away and have community members light their own little fireworks, but all aerial fireworks or shooting fireworks are given to the fire department, which will go off at a certain time, and they can be like posted further up than where the community members are around the park. Put a committee together to come up with ideas and solutions to make this even funner and a safer event for everyone. Sounds like the fire department is already on top of that. My only recommendation would be to add community members rather than having it just be the fire department. More input, better help for everyone.
Well, and I think that also on that particular piece, Mr. Adams is actually a certified pyrotechnician. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do think it would be good to speak to somebody who knows, who is certified, who knows what the laws are in the state to help ensure safety of citizens and everybody. And if where we have somebody that we know of who is in our community who could provide that feedback, I think we should take advantage of it so that we can help keep everyone safe.
Again, I want to thank the city council for hearing us out and the fire department for the efforts and the barbecue that they provide every year. I think that that's really neat that they do that. And I just want to emphasize that I don't want this to be taken away, and I just want it to be safe for our community and for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you. Take all this under advisement. Anything from the council?
I think the more safety we can bring in, the better off we are.
Which means they actually don't give a shit.
My quotes are on there also from, on Facebook, but, there was a firework that hit, and it hit my family and a family just right kitty corner to us with young children. And I later found out that it was, somebody who was much younger than 16 who was lighting off an aerial firework. And so whatever we need to do to make sure that, you know, those kinds of rules are known and followed, and it's responsible adults, not intoxicated or underage people, to help keep everybody safe. Because I know I've talked to several people, and a lot of people did not feel like it was safe, and they chose to leave because they didn't feel it was a safe environment.
That's unsafe.
And if the city is going to recommend that we do it at the park, we're going to follow what our city is asking us to do and go to the park. But if we don't feel safe, then there's things that we can do.
It's all about safety.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Grant, where do you like fireworks off?
We're in the parking lot of Sunnyside Park.
Have you ever considered up on the hilltop where the baseball thing is? Up on that dirt,
Yeah,
maybe away from the crowd?
we could probably do something like that. I mean, that's kind of like what we were talking about. We haven't figured out exactly how we're gonna do it yet.
They haven't
want everyone to sit in the park and not in the parking lot.
They want everybody to sit on the curb.
Kind of like what Brandy said, just make it safe for everyone.
What if they shot in the baseball field? And everybody
Yeah,
had to stay in the other areas of the park?
That's a good idea too. But that's probably a better idea right there because the trees are out of the way and everything.
And you know, as opposed to be.
So that's something we could consider and do, yeah.
I guess they're pretty dirty.
We could even do that this 24th if, you know.
We probably ought to get something figured out like right away and have it posted. That way that like, something like this doesn't happen again on the 4th.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or like that it did on the 4th, and that way everyone knows that, because I've heard of our neighbors plan on lighting them off because they haven't seen anything posted that they have to go to the park or so forth, so. If we do have to go to the park again, then we definitely need to have like police presence, like maybe directing traffic, hey, they're gonna light off here, you guys need to go here, or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Got all that, Grant? All right, thank you.
Grant's in charge.
No introduction and adoption of resolutions and ordinances. Report from council.
That's funny.
Don.
Okay, Bill Schaff, whether you know him, whether you don't, but his dad and his uncle both retired from Carbon County Railway. And Bill had a switch and a light that he donated to the museum Saturday. And it's mounted on ties. The ties were actually from like a roundhouse. And it's mounted on two ties. It's heavy.
More donations.
But we got it in the museum. It's really nice. And it's a kerosene, excuse me.
Everybody donate.
It's a kerosene light, not a battery light. But it's
I think
really,
it's
really
too
nice.
full. I think it's too full.
So we were happy to get that. And we did open the museum for a while Saturday. Not a lot of people came, but some did. One of them that came that I was glad got to see it was one of Ellen's sons, one that was here last year, and he lives in Florida. He came. Patrick. Yeah. So that was good. Mark back there, he was the one that opened it up. Barbara and I were busy in the park. So Mark, that was nice. We talked about.
Mark says you're welcome.
Pat did. I don't know, I guess they stayed for over an hour, didn't they, Mark?
Was that?
They stayed for over an hour over there?
Oh, the Rasmussen?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like 6 people total, and they looked through every one of their relatives or friends or whatever over the years, I guess, and they looked them all up in the big, pictures of the graduating classes and everything. And talked a lot about their life there in that building of the museum when it was, I guess his dad owned it, when it was a car shop and everything, so. I'm hoping that I asked them to, if they had any pictures of it at that time, when it was being used for those things, to get those, because it seems like that'd be a nice thing to have in the building that it used to be for the museum.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Donnie worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't tell you, they did treading tires there and they recapped it,
Very nice.
all kinds of things. So,
My
every time I get to work
never
there.
had a recap come back to that. But, if anybody has any pictures, I'll get a hold of Don Butler and see if he's got anything. But that would be nice to have pictures of Ellen and Juanita and the family and.
I have some that I did a story on in the newsletter.
Yeah.
That was sent to me by Annette Rasmussen,
Okay.
and I'll check to see if I still have those.
Yeah, that would be nice to have those in there.
Boy, successful people. One time, Ellen came up to the shop and says, "Could I borrow a little bit of this now?"
She wanted to borrow some more.
I started a business right here, working in this back room, and boy, he became a multi-millionaire. Yeah, he was a tyrant.
He was a tyrant.
Good business.
I'll tell you a little story. One day I was watching on Saturday. And Van, and Doug said he didn't partake in it. But the three boys, Van and Doug and Pat, came over there. And as soon as I seen them, they were all giggling and laughing and got nothing on. I thought, what are these kids up to? Well, they had one of them, there was a carnival up here. They had one of them big cigars about that big round, about that long. And they were playing like they were smoking them.
Welcome to
So their dad, Elvin, he says, you boys wanna smoke that? They said, yeah. And he says, okay.
That's funny.
Not very, they had enough. They were crying and begging.
They were crying and begging.
Thing down to that.
Wow.
They never smoked again.
They never want to smoke again.
He says, I didn't smoke, but I think he did. I think they all think he did.
I'm sure they all smoke.
But yeah, it would be nice to get some pictures posted over there.
Well, Mark's a big hand, huh? Hand over there. We appreciate it.
For you guys that haven't been to the museum, all the pictures that we have, coal mining pictures, a lot of other pictures as well. Mark had it, it was a big asset.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Mark. You're welcome. It's been a lot of fun.
The only other thing I have is now that community day is over, maybe I can get with the maintenance people, and we can go over that cemetery map, the new map. I think Brent will agree with me, I don't think it's practical right now to utilize all of those, the little cremation plots. We talked about using a full plot instead of,
That's too many.
there's hundreds.
I think there was 364 in one section, each section.
Yeah.
What we came up with.
That's crazy. But you can add a lot. So we'll go through that and try to make sense of that map and maybe change it a little bit, how we see fit, we'll present it to you guys. And see what.
Welcome, CC.
I'm still working on that ordinance, the changes. We went through it.
Excuse me?
Go through it again. And
I'm at a city council meeting, sir.
last council meeting, we really need to.
Do you?
We really need to.
I'm your brother?
Increase.
Explain that to me. You asked me a question.
You have something you wanna say?
You asked me a question. I'm sorry? You talking to me?
Yeah,
He asked me a question.
well, I'm presenting this and you're interrupting people.
He asked me a question.
Well, how about just holding off? Is that okay? Is it okay?
Continue with your meeting.
Anyway, I think we really seriously need to look at increasing our pot prices quickly. I looked at Spanish Forks the other day, and by the time you buy a plot, pay for the closing and opening, and closing, things like that, you're well over $1,000. And I can't remember who it was, Chuck and Carol, you might remember, but who was it that passed away and they had their funeral and then took it up?
Carrie's dad.
Yeah,
Hunt.
Carrie Hunt's dad,
And it was $3,000 for opening.
just the
and closing.
opening and closing, that's not a lot. So,
Well, and the thing with the cemetery, it's a one-time use, you gotta get as much out of it as you can. You're not gonna get continual money
that's
out
right,
of it.
yeah. But I think we need to still stay reasonable. I'm thinking $650, $700. Well, that's cheap still.
It is.
That's cheap. But we can discuss it and then we'll vote on it, see what we come up with.
Finished with the engineers, or they?
Yeah, they've surveyed. When we get together, maintenance, all of us, when we decide what we're gonna do with them plots, then they will modify the map to fit us. That's all I have.
There's one thing I need to talk to you about, so don't let me forget, I'll talk to you. Okay, Liz?
P&G days is over. So if anyone has, which is not far away, if anyone has any articles, give them to me by the 22nd. And, the next one is the homeless problem. I was talking to some people, and Mike Porter talked to me about some of the things that the governor, Cox has been actively engaged in, and that's, homelessness and trying to find solutions. And there is money available. Now, I don't know how the money is being distributed, but we may want to look at something like that. And some of the things that we had talked about is, we have a homeless problem, and I think it's, and even if they're in houses, they're still homeless. They're not their houses, they're homeless. Look at something that we need to do, and maybe perhaps some of the buildings that the city owns, or looking at, maybe getting donation. There's the, we had talked about Peterson Elementary School, that would be a perfect place for a homeless shelter. There's a lot of, it's away from everyone, there's a big parking lot, or there's that church down on, I don't know what it's called.
Grand Avenue.
Grand Avenue that Kelby land owns, that could be turned into a homeless shelter. But I think we need to start looking at some solutions, because I'm not sure that this is going to go away. And, as far as a citizen myself, and having the one on 142 Grassy Trail in my neighborhood, I'm sure other people don't want that same thing in their neighborhood, and that's what we're seeing, is all of those things popping up in neighborhoods. So I think it's something that we really need to think about and look at, because, it's a problem. And, I know one on 142 Grassy Trail, there's a dump truck there, and it's been there for, what, a week or longer?
2 days.
2 weeks. And what happens is they put garbage in, they throw garbage out. They put garbage in, someone goes in there and throws it back out. So it's never gonna get filled. And we continue to enable that behavior by just letting it sit there. And then, from what I understand, there was, food, lotion, shampoos delivered to them from the city. And that's enabling behavior. We can't enable people to continue that behavior. Yes, we need to have compassion, but there's a difference between compassion and enabling. And we need to look at that and look at those things of what are we doing as a city to solve this problem? Because it is going to be worse.
They got problems here.
I would just say, I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but working in the emergency room, I
Okay,
know.
just a minute. Before comments can be made by the public on this, the mayor needs to formally recognize anybody who wishes to be heard. So, Mayor, it's completely within your discretion to recognize people or not recognize.
Jen, you're fine. Go ahead and tell us who you are for the record.
Oh, so my name's Jen Maestas. So I just think a lot of research is gonna need to go into that, just because who's gonna staff it? Working in the emergency room, I see how quickly resources run and overused, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea, I'm just saying it's gonna be a huge project if that's
Of course,
something we can take on.
yeah. There's always money involved in staffing.
There's always money involved.
Everything else, because we're not only dealing with homeless, we're dealing with addiction, and we're dealing with mental health illness.
Right.
So there's a lot of things involved.
Tice, a minute or two.
Okay, as far as that 142 Crescent Trail, we did go in there and try and clean it up and they kicked us out. The thing with opening a shelter, they have to want to go in, you can't force them in. We have to get them out of these houses, but, you know, I've heard Christian talk about the legalities of that, it sounds like a nightmare. But building a shelter, I am all for, but we can't force people into it. You were saying about the addiction, I'd say 90% of the homeless in this town are addicted, if not more. But, they're not gonna want to go into a shelter that they can't use, so we have to, it has to be a dual approach to both.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there isn't something that we can still do overnight. It's something that we need to look at, but we need to also keep looking at what we're doing now, enabling that behavior and allowing them to throw garbage back out when people are trying to help them, taking shampoo and lotion and buying food and on city's expense.
Oh, maybe they should help people.
I was asked by the mayor to buy toilet paper, soap, food, and that was all I got. And I did not bring him any food. And it helps to try to get the property clean. It helped them with a little bit of cleaning themselves and being able to go to the bathroom. And so it failed. I tried my very best to help them clean. We tried to go over there and help them move it. They don't want to be part with any of it.
And they don't have water, so they can't even.
They have water or power.
May I speak? We did turn on the water, so, because I had a problem with complaining that they were using the bathroom free willy everywhere. So when the kids are seeing that, so, okay, it's a double-edged sword here. So I'm trying to help and get it done, but they're not willing to do it. So here I am. I tried. So the second.
We know how that stuff got there. Mary, people got there in that house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question or elaborate on?
Hang on, Mike.
May I speak?
Is that my name?
Yeah, this is Lene Roberts.
Hang on a minute there. They were evicted from where they were at. The owner of that property went to the chief and asked if he could get them out of there. He said, no, you've got to go through the system. They went through the system and they were successful at that. The chief showed up and evicted them all. And that's where they went, was to that house. But these people that evicted them had all their ducks in a row. We're up there, we have no ducks in a row. We have no ducks.
They have no ducks.
Deal with it. So that's,
No ducks.
and, yeah, I told them, turn the water on, and see if we can't stop that crapping out in the yard stuff, taking some toilet paper.
They need toilet paper,
See
everybody
if we
send
can at least clean that
everybody
up.
PayPal me.
Turn the
They need
water
toilet
on,
paper.
you'll never guess what happened.
You will never guess.
It was all over the place.
It was everywhere.
They had taken out the fixtures in that house.
They had shit everywhere.
So there was no helping them that way. We could not turn the water on.
They cannot
at
help.
home.
This city
I don't
cannot
know
help.
if we'll ever be able to. But like Bill said, if you think it looks bad outside, you should look inside.
Well, if they refused everything that this city and the citizens are trying to do for them, what's do we have any recourse at all?
You can cite them for property damage or destruction by a trespasser on real property under section 76(6)106.2. Statute says an actor commits property
That's
damage
the
or
criminal
destruction by
city
a
attorney.
trespasser on real property. If, under circumstances not amounting to burglary, burglary is when you enter a building with intent to commit a felony. So if you enter a building not intending to commit a felony, but Part A says you enter or remain unlawfully on real property and cause damage or pecuniary loss equal to or in excess of $1,500, we could be arrested and charged with a second-degree felony. So There's one option.
Oh, here we go.
Another option,
Look at that.
under 769102A, an actor commits disorderly conduct if he refuses to comply with the lawful order of a law enforcement officer to move from a public place. So this is in a public place, but if somebody's camping out on a public area, they can be charged with disorderly conduct. Can also be charged with disorderly conduct if they knowingly create a hazardous or physically offensive condition by any act that serves no legitimate purpose. There are things they can be charged with if they are on commercial property. There's a new statute, 766208, called unsanctioned camping on state property. An actor commits unsanctioned camping if the actor is camping on state property, unless the state expressly authorizes camping on the state property. We can pass our own ordinance forgiving camping on city property. That's a Class C misdemeanor. You go to jail for 90 days for that. So we can pass our own camping ordinance, or we can arrest and cite and charge people for causing property damage on this. I don't know anything you're talking about because sounds like this is common knowledge.
I'm the city attorney, that's why.
Somebody was in a house and tore it out. So that's private property. If they're in private property and they destroy that private property, everyone that contributed to that can be arrested and charged with a second-degree felony and go to jail. So that's an option. So as you have these things, you can call me and ask me, give me specific details about specific things, and I can suggest things.
This is what the house that we've been talking about, the squatters that have just moved in, one on 142 Grassy Trail. We've been
Okay.
talking about
They
in
don't own
the
it,
city, and they don't own it.
and it doesn't matter who owns it. If it's not theirs, you can go get it. You don't have to show that there's been a probate or hasn't been a probate.
And the city's trying to help by putting the dump truck and then, turning water on there, but they're refusing everything. I mean, they're, like I said, they're putting the garbage in.
Now they've damaged the house.
Now the house is all,
Oh, I haven't seen it.
oh, the house
No.
is damaged.
I believe in helping people, but like Bill said, they kicked them out. I mean, you guys went over there to try to help them clean up. They're refusing everybody's help.
They don't have any legal right to be there, right?
No, they don't.
So they
The
can't
lady
be arrested.
that owned it, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, the lady that owns the property passed away. The house is legally, I guess, still in her name, but they just moved in, they're squatters.
Well,
I think
you're not helpless. Now, the difficult thing is if you have to show that they're causing, to get the second-degree felony, you have to show that they caused damage to the property in excess of 1,500. But if
I
they,
can show they caused damage to our property, we are only right next to it.
but if they enter the property that they're not authorized to enter, that by itself is a criminal trespass, which is a Class A misdemeanor. And they can be arrested and taken to jail for a year for a Class A misdemeanor. So there are options.
I
Not to
think,
give them a place and shelter and food.
well, that's really one of the homeless.
If they've already been evicted and they come back into that place,
No, they were evicted from somewhere else.
Another place.
somewhere else and came into this.
And then took ownership of the place they're in. But just last year, Sam arrested one, took him to jail. Four corners, everyone got involved, got her all set up with a place to stay. She come back home. Don't have anything to do with that. That's what Bill was saying. You just can't make them do it.
It's pretty tough because although you can charge them with those things, nobody wants to keep people in. I mean, on a first or second offense, you just don't get the full work permit for that kind of thing. You have to, but you have to keep doing it. You have to keep arresting when they trespass and keep arresting until the judge sees this is how they're gonna.
But you can get them out of there.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Get that stuff to Mary and we'll get her done.
Well, This is not a very,
It's over.
Doesn't need to be a law enforcement,
Absolutely.
It's not a very deal.
no, this needs to, and the other thing is we need to give our officers latitude to determine exactly, I mean, they have to do some judgment calls too, to make sure there's not what's called a color of title, right? If they have been living there and they're just staying, then that's really not a criminal trespass. Until, basically until they defy the court. So, yes, we need to let our officers look at it and make sure there's no other legal claims to the property. But assuming there are not, then yeah, we can proceed that way.
Michael?
Mary knows, she's chased that pile of junk up there, how many times from one place to the other, they keep moving it. I don't believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the person who actually put that stuff there, is he living there now?
They were,
I think he's using it for a storage.
no, they all,
There
he
was-
was boyfriend and girlfriend in Eastland Park, so he went somewhere else. He
Okay,
didn't
but,
put it
so,
there, same thing.
that being said,
Yeah,
somebody, but the other issue that I see, living there, you can't miss it. I mean, you see the traffic, they have friends of friends that show up, okay?
They're all friends of
There's
friends
a
here.
truck there today, about a 2023 pickup truck, that's a friend, you know, and I'm sure maybe he's trying to help them. They they've lost their water access. Their water access got evicted Saturday. So they have, at least where I am, they have no their water. That's a bad thing, you know, this time of year. I don't wish that on anything. I mean, 100-degree heat to live in that house. I called Rocky Mountain Power this week. Thank God. They will not give you any information. The only thing I got out of them is, I asked them when that power was 300 guys, and they said earlier this year. If you turn the water on, I'm not saying that's a good thing, bad thing, but if it would have been, everything would have been tight and good, I guarantee you there would have been air conditioner in the winter.
So there is power.
There is power. I asked about, they're not gonna tell you who the owner is, or who's paying it, who's paying the bills or anything, but there is power on it. And I don't have it yet, but what I'm afraid, this popped up, we've all been here, seen it. This is becoming the norm. It's not unusual, now it's a norm. That's why I started looking.
It's not unusual.
Most of them are grants, most of them are in northern Utah, as far as the homeless center. But Bill Tice made a good point.
That's
You
Bill
don't be there,
Tice.
you're not going.
Right here's Bill Tice.
So this is a real mess. Winter's coming. Half of them, not half of them, but I know a bunch of them, and they're
That's the First Amendment, right?
they're out in Cedars.
He has the First Amendment.
They get fed up with each other and that, dogs, I mean, 24 dogs in one house. Oh. This, I feel, this is gonna eat us up. I know you're not gonna fix it tomorrow, it's gonna be a long, drawn-out process, but it's my opinion. If we don't start, it's like you're talking tonight, I don't know where they're gonna go, if they get evicted.
That's funny.
We gotta come up with some kind of solution.
Maybe this is it.
Well, maybe it is, but where do you go?
It has to be enforced, yeah.
It has to be enforced.
Well, the other thing is, this is not the proper forum to, if people know stuff about things going on in places, they need to let the officers know.
Oh, that's been done 100 times.
May I speak?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is not to ambush our officers about these issues in a public meeting is not the appropriate way to get can make things happen. You know, if you know of stuff, make a report. I've never had, my experience has been these guys can check everything out and report it. So,
Can I comment on that? How many of us filled out that form, Mary, on the dog issue? Where is it? In the file. It's in the file somewhere. 3 years from now, maybe, after they're dead and gone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this, I'm sorry.
well, here's what I'm saying is, that you can bring the attention general, if you know specific facts, of something happening now, then that's what needs to be reported.
Can I speak?
Lene?
Yes.
Yes.
So, we own the property that's right next door to the house that you guys are talking about. And, we've had many interactions with them. We've asked them nicely to stop using like the property as a through traffic. They drive through it all the time. We put up poles in hopes that it would stop them. We put up like all kinds of stuff. We found needles in our property. Some of our stuff has been vandalized and messed with, so, and I've got it all documented. We've tried to call it a few times, but we needed to put up no trespassing signs, so we have those up as well, but, I don't know if we can help with that, and because it's awful, like our stuff is not safe over there. There's a lot of little kids there. They're pretty belligerent with me. Grant was able to witness that one. I don't think that they really want help. They're pretty aggressive and just really brush you off when you try to speak to them kindly.
Okay, I think we just about beat the subject up.
May I make a comment or ask a question?
Yes.
I want to know about the health issue there. If they're defecating and urinating all over, isn't that a health issue? Can't we use that to address?
We get no help from them. You know, they tell you that if that's where they want to live, they can live that way.
They
don't get any help.
If there's kids in the home, that's a different story.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't know of any kids living there. I just mean like my kids, we can't even have them on the property, and there's kids that live in surrounding areas that kind of play around there, and it's just dangerous.
It seems to me like that would be a health issue. I mean, germs,
What we've been told is if they are adults, they want to live that way, this is coming from the health department, it's right here telling us.
If there's no kids,
If there's
but they're
children
right
there,
next to you.
if there's children in that home, then the health department can step in. But if they're adults, we were told they can live that way if they want.
I called the health department, they went to their house and nobody would answer the door. And they said there was not much they could do, but I'm gonna visit the health department again.
but it's not going away. And like, I don't want to scream it out. I'm afraid this is the norm.
I just,
Yes, Dan.
is there anything to do legally as far as, so we talk about the health hazard, and I know the health part says they can live how they want, but not so much at 142 Grassy Trail, but at 515 Edgehill Place. EMS and fire have had to go in that home several times, and there's so much feces in there, and you're not sure whether it's animal or human. My guess is it's probably both. Is there any sort of, do we file a report? What can we do on that?
Yeah, this is
Because in
what
that case, it is a public health issue.
Get an abatement by eviction order. In other words, like you talked about, you can bring a civil nuisance action.
That was the same house that I made a motion on last meeting to do that.
Okay, so that's what we do, is we go and have, if there's a nuisance, you can then get a court order to have them evicted. And you can also, then city can clean up the property and then attach it to their property tax.
So where are we with that? And what's the next step?
I'm waiting to get pictures and affidavits and information.
Kind of what I did before,
What's that?
what I did before for the one on 142.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gary's asking us how we're gonna pay for this. That's another issue.
You're gonna steal more money.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
So,
big issue.
Well,
the budget in this shape, I don't know. Okay, let me just say where I'm at.
He doesn't know
I've
where
been
he's at.
dealing with this for about the last 6 years.
He has no idea where he's at.
And about every October, I go into Sam and I ask him, do we know where our homeless are?
Exactly.
Do we know what kind of condition they're in? We know what they're doing, how they're living, how they're surviving. Last year, we had a lady living underneath a porch of a guy's home up here while we were out unthawing pipes, about 30 of them. I'm glad somebody brought it up, the word homeless, because that is my issue, and it's sad. And when you see Johnny packing that propane bottle up the street, who stops to help him? Mary, police department, that's the size of it. That's his survival right there. I don't know what kind of help they get from the food bank. Don't worry about it. I don't know if they get much help from the food bank. But if they ask, I'm sure they would.
Johnny does. We see him at the senior center every day at lunch.
Okay,
And Brenda gives him a to-go bag every day.
there's, all right. You all right, Liz?
that's it,
You okay? Thanks.
just thinking.
Yeah. Let me get back to the very first thing I wrote on this list was to thank everybody for community. My goodness. That was a good effort and a lot done.
They don't want to take my question.
And I need to go back up here to the top. Overtime, we'll go back to as needed. If it wasn't for being able to go up pay overtime, we'd have no meeting here tonight, because Liz wouldn't be here tonight. So overtime as needed is the way that will be going. Chuck, what do you got?
This overtime thing, so my guys, they know that the only time they do that is if it's an emergency. There's a water break. So they know that you can't lose any water, so they're trying to be, best they can with that.
They still have an order out there that says I have to approve it. We're all right there.
Anyway, thank you, Liz, for all your hard work.
Well, thank you, Liz.
It was even, crazy Friday night, I went to the rodeo. When I got home at 10:30, my phone, I don't know how many messages, the band canceled. The bull canceled. And then between the time I was at the rodeo and by the time I got home, band that canceled, found another band. So the band that was there was not the original band.
They don't know which band is here or not.
Thank goodness they organized that for me, because I was in panic, and I got those messages. The guy from the first band, the main singer, piano player, he was hospitalized, so they had to cancel, but talk about wondering what am I gonna do for 2.5 hours of entertainment? Because I don't entertain people.
No, it's not enough entertainment, obviously.
What I'm wondering is how we'll do without you next year.
We'll do it.
I know we will, but you have been thoroughly trained.
Thanks, Francisco. Good to see you.
Maybe still volunteer.
Like I said, event organizers make a lot of money.
Yeah, and you know why, huh?
Well, thank you, Liz, and the council and everyone that, I think we had a great turnout.
It was a good thing.
What else you got, Chuck?
Well, your reservoir is sitting at 89 3/4 gallons.
Won't answer questions.
We need to talk. I think that, Brad and Chloe and the shut the islands off. What else now?
Turn down the cemetery then. Well, turn down the south side.
Dark.
And again,
Pretty serious. On the good side, the cement was poured. Come out beautiful. The front and the back is more something that needed to be done. Safety.
I'm in a city council meeting, ma'am. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm in a city council meeting.
The landscape, let's see. So they finished all the cement. Beautiful job. Luis always does a great job. Had some good help.
That pertains to anything.
Wards, the landscapers were there today. They were finishing up in the water system that we have. And I imagine in the next few days they'll have it all finished up. And then we're gonna make plans.
That's pretty crazy.
To have some type of get together up there.
I just don't get it.
Show the people what we've done. It's gonna look nice. It's been a long haul, a lot of trouble. But it's been, how many years?
Since we started,
25 years.
yeah, 4 years, just getting it funded and up and running.
Just got funded.
Yes.
So do you have a plan or a date of when you want to?
Well, let's see what Wards does in the next couple of days, and then we'll.
Let's get her something before the 22nd.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Even if we're wrong, let's get it.
So anyway, we have to make some serious decisions on this water, and then we're gonna have to have the officers enforce it, because we just everybody's gonna have to cut back.
Everybody's got to cut back
And
and
that's all I
donate.
know.
Okay,
He's carbon exposed.
for the mayor, you can see that the lighting project is in motion, and hopefully that's done by the end of this week.
Look at the lights.
They're gonna go over and actually paint those ugly black poles around the park, but it was amazing the way it looked last night, all lit up with the new lighting. So that's, like I said, I hope they're done by the end of the week, and so do they. Like Chuck says, the treatment plant,
The lights are out.
that is some nice work that's been done.
Dave's not home.
And the road to get there, I've been squawking about that for 2 or 3 years now. Finally, that's been done. Big improvement. I mean, it's not a freeway, but boy, it's not like it was. The maintenance done a fine job of cleaning up after community days, appreciate that. We're trying to get that, still talking about it. Get that siren running up at the ball field, the warning.
He doesn't know if his siren works.
Rocky Mountain was up there, and the clearance between a couple of their lines isn't right. So in talking with them today, did you talk with them? Did you? What,
We have to change the box for the siren and the box off of the building, put them on the pole, and they're gonna run that service line
to that pole?
to that pole, yep. And they'll have to just drop down and underground the power to the building.
We gotta figure out how to hook up the
It's
siren.
an easy fix.
That's an easy fix, but he's been talking about it for years.
That caught us off a little bit. What they're saying is the clearance between the ground and the lines weren't enough in case a big truck or something goes through there. But they put the drop in a year ago and we all thought it was fine.
They're all trying to figure it out for years.
Okay, old business.
I have some.
Oh, he's all business, that's for sure.
We've talked for some time forever about ordinances being on the website. And I know that they said that it's hard to do.
City code is.
The city codes on there, not the ordinances. Ordinances are something that the city council, reviews, revises, makes, and then turns over to Jesse, and then he turns them to the attorney. So those are not city ordinances online, so I had several people call and ask about looking at the ordinances that are on the city page, and I said, I'll look at them, but I don't think there's city ordinances, those are the land use development codes. And, so we don't have the ordinances online yet.
Yes.
And then we have a copy of the general plan, which is comprehensive long-term plan for the city for our growth, but, what is online is the land use development and management codes, not the ordinances.
From what we're hearing, AI they make that a lot easier.
I mean, it's basically a job of scanning them and posting them, right?
Yeah. That will make a big difference.
Yeah, because I think
Actually getting that done.
I don't know if it was Kenzie that posted and said that they were ordinances, but,
They're land use ordinances.
okay, but it says ordinances and resolutions, which is really what they are, is land use development. And so we have to make sure that that's understandable online, so that people aren't looking for an ordinance, because ordinances are a lot more detailed and a lot longer than just these.
You have access to that site? To make
Well,
those changes?
What most cities do is they codify their ordinances. In other words, you take the ordinances and then you organize them into a code so that they're organized by thematic section, right? So basically, our chapter 3 is administrative procedures. That chapter is, each code section is based upon an actual ordinance that was passed, but it might not be in consecutive order. So having all the ordinances as they are consecutively would be nice, but most cities do not post their ordinances online. They post their city code so that people can search and see what ordinance applies based on based on the subject, basically.
Yeah.
So, yes, our code needs to be updated. And it does have more than just, it is primarily development code. There are a few sections that are not just development codes. But yes, that's, I can tell you, every city that I've dealt with, they hire a company to codify their ordinances, and then
Because they don't know what they're doing.
when you look for stuff, you're looking based on subject matter and not. I don't know if maybe some big cities post their ordinances. I don't think they do though. I think everything is just their code. So we need to update our code, that's for sure. But
They need to work on their codes.
we're doing anything different than any other cities are doing.
Write that down, she'll be here.
Write that down.
You're the you'll be the one. New business. Payables.
They want the money.
Make a motion that we, pay the payable for July 15th.
One second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the payables for July 15th, 2025. Anyone gets 1 minute. Okay, all in favor?
Of course he's in favor.
Motion passes. Need a motion to adjourn. Oh, no.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor? Motion passes. Thank you, good job.
Looky there. Looky there. Wouldn't even call on me. Looky there. Wouldn't even call on me. Looky there. What's new? What's new? Well, now we get to wait for the attorney. Since they wouldn't call on me, see. What a bunch of criminals. What a bunch of criminals. What a bunch of criminals. Wouldn't even call on me. Look at that. The whole meeting. The whole meeting. Looky there. Looky there. Looky there.
You notice most of these people work for them.
Looky there. Wouldn't even call on me. What a bunch of criminals. Unbelievable. Well, now we wait for the attorney. That's what we do. What a bunch of criminals. Huh. The whole city full of them. Especially that guy right there in the corner. Sam, look at him. Sam Leonard. There's the chief of police that started it all. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen. What a criminal. Makes 135 grand to do nothing. To do nothing. Comes in, clocks in, and then he flipping goes home and has coffee. This clown on a retired pension. You see me get him flipping out?
I mean, she's gone, she's not even here.
Who is that?
She didn't even come home.
Who is that?
Ellie.
Oh, I didn't. She's with her friends. She's just next door. That's okay. They came together. It's all right. All right. The real news is they didn't call on me. See?
I sure will.
Wouldn't call on me. Hi, Cindy.
Trying that. Hey, knock it off, would you?
I didn't do anything. They didn't. They wouldn't even call on me. Wow.
Hello.
Unbelievable. Thanks for coming, dear. We're going to ask why they wouldn't call on me. That's why. Why wouldn't you call on me? Why wouldn't you call on me? Oh, you don't call on me. Oh, you just shout out. Is that what's okay? People get to just shout out and ask questions, huh? Oh, the mayor does. Oh, the mayor is in charge. Okay, the mayor's in charge. The mayor's in charge. Is he? Well, we're going to wait for the Mr. Criminal Mayor. There he is. Mr. Criminal Mayor. Won't even call on me. Won't even call on me. The criminals. Look at them. Of course they wouldn't. Scared to death of what I'm gonna say. Scared to death of what I'm gonna say, huh? They know what's up. I even got Philip flipping out on me, the officer right here, flipping out. This is good. That's pretty good, though. It proves they don't want to talk about it. Bunch of criminals. Bunch of criminals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Getting to see them not call on me because they're worried about little old me. Go figure. Go figure.
I hate to bring that up here.
Why wouldn't you call on me, Mr. Mayor?
I don't have to.
Oh, you don't have to, huh? Oh, that's your attorney.
Let it go.
Say that again?
Have your attorney call my attorney.
He won't answer the phone, see?
That's not my department.
Yeah, because he's the city attorney.
Yes.
Why won't you answer my grammar request, Mr. Attorney? Why won't you answer my grammar request?
Of city documents. You can
Who's
ask
the
for
custodian?
documents. I'm not gonna respond to you, I respond to the city.
They told me that I would get a letter from you for months.
What is your grammar request? What is it you asked for?
What are you talking about? I sent 11 in one day.
What did they ask for?
There's tons of,
I don't remember what they said.
oh, you don't remember what they,
You don't apparently either. Why don't you
I have
tell me-
tons of grammar requests. They're all documented, sir.
Well, why don't you tell me what they're about?
Each one of them now? When do you
Wanna
do,
talk about it?
when do you do your job?
If you wanna talk about it, why don't you tell me what?
When will
what
you
are
answer
missing?
one grammar request?
What are you
When?
missing? What have you not got?
Every grammar request for this city, every one of them,
What are they about?
everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you about it right now.
Oh, you're not going to talk about
I'm
one
probably
grammar?
not gonna talk to you about it at all.
Why not?
Yes, you're not gonna give me any specifics.
Well, I filled them out legally with the city,
Yeah.
and you're the city attorney. They directed me to you, sir. You.
Okay, well, you'll get an answer where you won't, I guess, huh?
I will
There's
get
a-
an answer, and I won't.
You can appeal it if you want. You go through the appeal process.
Appeal of not even getting one? You didn't even fill one out, sir. That's interesting.
Well, I just know that they, Seth and Connor, or Sean and Connor are most likely to be here tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let them know that that was being built.
Yes, that's what people have.
Okay.
They probably won't be.
That's fine. I'll let them know that they're in a conference. And that's fine.
So let me get this straight.
Come on out with me.
Oh, sure, I'll walk with you. You got it. You absolutely got it. Now you're going to answer at least one grammar request? Why's that?
You're not gonna let me answer, are you?
No, I've asked you several times.
What have you sent me that you're missing?
Wait a minute.
What documents are you looking
For
for?
3 months plus, now it's on 100 days. You, sir, did not answer my grammar request. You are the city attorney. Tell me why.
What documents are you missing that you?
Tell me why you did not answer one grammar request for this city. One.
Documents are you missing?
Every one of them. You didn't answer any of them.
Yeah, I don't, and as we sit here today, I don't remember what you asked for.
You don't remember as
don't
the
either, 'cause
city
you can't
attorney.
give me
Hold on a minute, don't act stupid.
Give me-
From
tell
the
me what-
city
tell
attorney,
me
you
what
did
one of
not
them-
answer one grammar request, not one. Why?
I respond to the city authorities. I give my response. to
You're the
them.
city attorney.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you direct them to not speak to me and fill out my legal grammar requests?
So you're not gonna tell me what documents.
But no, did you not respond?
For the fun of sending them, I think.
So you're just gonna leave again? The third time. Wow, look at that. The third time caught running from the city attorney that won't answer the grammar request. Look, there's the chief of police. You gonna wave again? You gonna wave? Wow, look at that. Look at that, Sam Leonard. He wouldn't even answer one grammar request. And you know what he said to me? Let me tell you what he said to me. What were they? What were my grammar requests? That's what he asked me. Isn't that amazing? No, listen, sir.
No truth?
Listen, sir. Let me explain something to you. I put grammar requests in 3+ months ago.
Every grandma I got, I gave to whoever
You
asked
did.
for it.
I will offer that
So,
credit to you,
okay,
sir.
That's all I can do.
This guy is
Well,
your city attorney. Hold on. Your city attorney, and he didn't answer one.
Let's call a truce.
He didn't answer one grammar request.
Let's call a truce. Shall we?
Are you out of your mind?
No.
Are you out of your damn mind?
So you don't.
Hold on a minute. You had me in court for a year, sir. I don't give a shit. You did not answer one grammar request for a year.
Let's call a truce. Do you want to call a truce or no? I'll take you fishing.
Are you out? I don't even. Are you out of your, what's wrong with you? Let me ask you a question. What is that with you? Why will you not answer a citizen's grammar request for the city?
I gave the police department.
This is your city council.
I'm not over the city. I'm over the police department.
Oh,
And
really?
the police department gave all of their grandma requests.
I said I give you that credit.
Did we not give you every
I said I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
through
got
this.
yours?
I got
You
two.
took it up with the city attorney, which was the right place.
That's your attorney.
So you have no beef with me. Let's call a truce. No truce?
Look what he's doing. One, excuse me? This is public property, sir. This is public property. He knows that too.
Is that what you're saying?
You know what I'm saying.
Film that.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Film that.
Film what?
What it is. Put that on YouTube.
Nobody gives a shit what you're saying. You think I care?
You think people
You
care
think
what
I
you
give a
say?
shit,
You
dude?
think they care what you say? You're a joke.
Good
You're a
for you.
clown.
Thanks for
Put
enjoying
that on
it.
YouTube. You
Yeah, look.
are a clown.
Pay attention to all of them,
Clown
sir.
show. You got the right
Sure,
hat on.
you
All
got
you need
it.
is a nose and a short guy.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
You got
too.
it.
You too.
You
Big
got
boy.
it. You know exactly what I'm saying.
I honored your request.
You
for
didn't
your
honor
grandma.
any request.
For your grandma,
This
I
is
did.
your city attorney, and he's been your city attorney for how long?
And he's my boss, and the mayor's
That
my
guy's
boss.
not your boss.
Yes, he decides what gets prosecuted.
Why didn't you tell him to do a job then? Why didn't you tell him to do his
The mayor
job?
is his boss. The mayor's
Your
my
buddy, the mayor, is his boss.
boss. You got your grandma request from me, right?
I
you not?
didn't dispute that.
Okay, so
You really turned
you
it
have
in
no problem
incorrectly,
with
by
that.
the way. It's not what the question was.
What is the question?
The question was which?
Right there.
So what is
Somebody's
the question?
mad. Look,
Nobody
see?
around
What is
here
the
likes
question?
you. They think you're a joke, which you are. Put that on YouTube.
Oh, I am, bro. You're live. Enjoy it.
I love it.
Great. That's
You're a joke.
wonderful.
You're a damn
Thanks.
joke.
And what was your name again, sir?
None of your business what my name
See what I
is.
mean?
None of your business what my name is. It's none of your business. Got that? You got that?
Sure. Hey, man, don't step up to me, dude.
Oh, what you gonna do?
Don't step up to me.
What are you gonna do?
Don't
What are you
step
gonna
up to
do?
me.
What are you gonna do? I
Don't
just asked
step
you a
up
question.
to me.
What are you
Don't
gonna
step
do?
up to me,
I'm
bro.
up to you.
Is this lady running for mayor?
Here
She's
I
running
am.
for mayor, right?
Here I am.
She's running for mayor too?
No,
You
I'm
see?
running for mayor.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Put that on YouTube.
He's gonna run for mayor too.
That'll be
Nice.
some fake news for you.
This is you're on the cloud,
What are you
bro.
gonna do?
You're on the cloud,
What are you
sir.
gonna do?
Do you know what the cloud is?
The cloud. So what? You get nervous? You should
Why
be.
would I get nervous over you?
Yeah,
All
you
you
should be.
people. Why
You
would I
should
get
be.
nervous?
You're a joke.
Why?
These
Explain
are
it
good
to me.
people. You are
Explain
a
it to me. Now you can explain it to me. Why has your city attorney, for more than 100 days, he has until the 19th, to fill out my grammar
I
request?
don't know why he hasn't.
That's a
I'm
very
not
good
over it.
question. Why is he running?
I don't know. I'm not over him. I don't know why you do what you do. I'm not over you.
Correct.
But I'm willing
That's
to
a very
call it
good
quits.
answer.
You
That's
wanna-
a very good answer.
Let's
You've
call
had
it
me in
truce.
court for a year, sir.
I've
A
had
year.
a lot of people in court
Correct.
for over
And you
years.
probably shouldn't be doing that now, should you?
That's actually my job.
That's your
And they
job,
were
to have
charged
people
with
in court for a
they were
year.
just
Okay,
charged with it.
that's a very good
That's
answer.
the process. That doesn't have
I'm
nothing
very-
to do.
I'm very happy
How
you
long
said
you're
that.
in court doesn't have anything to do with me. I wish I could write you a ticket and you were in court next week, but that has nothing to do with it.
Correct. See, you do that. I understand
So,
that.
see? So we don't really
I
have
understand
any
that.
problems, do we? Let's call
Do
it
we
quits.
don't have any problems?
Well, do we? Everything you've asked, I've had an answer for.
You've
Have I
had
not?
an answer for it.
Yeah, I cited you for infraction. You're in court
No, you
for
cited me for a misdemeanor, sir.
I cited you for an infraction.
And a wrong one on the
court-
affidavit. Bullshit.
You're
and a wrong
charged
one-
with an infraction.
And a wrong one on the affidavit. You put the wrong information on. You're the chief of police.
On the affidavit, what are you talking about?
On the charge, you put the wrong charge on there, sir.
Well, that's debatable.
It is
That'll come to
debatable.
court. But in the meantime,
There is no meantime.
in the meantime,
There
do you
is
want
no
to call a
meantime.
truce? I'm extending.
There
my
is no meantime.
I'm extending
I
my
would
hand to
never in my life shake your hand.
So you wouldn't go fishing.
Are
with me. I
you
wanna
out of your
take you
fucking
fishing.
mind? I go fishing with you.
I want to take you fishing.
Yeah, why would I go fishing with you?
It has mended many relationships.
No, it hasn't.
It has.
No, it
I'll
hasn't.
tell you what. You go fishing with me, I'll bring the hot dogs. Seriously.
What a piece of shit this guy is. Are you out of your mind?
So is everybody else in City Hall. Sure, I'll go check. Tell 'em
Go
that-
check.
tell 'em
Get him
that
out of
so
your
we can
city
go.
hall. Get him out of there.
we can-
Won't answer a question. Won't call up people
Okay.
and have
I've offered
legitimate
a
questions. People shout
I've
out,
offered a
blah, blah,
truce.
blah.
You
It's the
don't
same,
want
it's the same damn story.
I've offered a truce.
That's good footage though. I'll say that. Look at merry-go-round. Look. Look.
So brilliant he is. He's showing us all.
I'm not showing you shit, sir.
Sing.
Why?
Show us
Hey,
all.
why did your city attorney run and not answer my grammar request? Why? He said you're in charge. He said you're in charge. He doesn't have to. Is that what you just said?
I didn't say that.
You just said it, sir.
He can do what he wants to do.
You're his boss.
If everybody leaves,
That's what he said. You're his boss.
I'm his boss.
that's right. He's my
Exactly. And and also the city attorney who won't legally do his job. Now, will he?
Get your attorney to call him, and it'll be over with. Stop this nonsense.
Sure.
And then not Brock, okay? He's no attorney.
Who's Brock?
He's not going to do this crap in court.
And you wouldn't
Brock.
even call and answer a question. All the whole time. The whole time.
Genuine stupidity.
nobody in. It's empty. No, there's still two.
The city attorney ran again. Nobody wants to answer questions. They won't answer questions. Why is that? This guy wants to go fishing, everyone. He wants to go fishing.
I offered a truce.
You offered a truce.
Did I not? Did I not? I extended my hand. Did I not? I extended my hand.
You extended your hand.
Over an infraction.
Yeah, over an infraction. You said it correct. Over an infraction. You said it correct. You said it correct. A year over an infraction. You said it correct.
Yeah, that's in with any court in America.
You said it correct. Over an infraction.
Take years and years.
Do you know how many police reports that I'm going to get from you people that you didn't charge? Do you know how many police reports of accidents of all these people that you didn't give even a ticket to? Do you know how many there's going to be?
I don't have any idea.
Do you know how many there's going to be? Think about that for a minute, Sam Leonard. Think about what I just said.
Have your attorney call Arts, and he will answer your attorney.
Think about what I just said, you gentlemen. Think about it.
No, there's no thinking.
You better think about what I just said.
About
Do you know how many people Yet you didn't ticket for shit that had all kinds of issues, and you didn't ticket them.
Well, I can still ticket them.
That's too late. Too late, Sam Leonard, Mr. Fisherman. It's too flippin' late now, dumbass. It's too late now, you piece of shit. Too late now. Too late. Too late. It's too late now. It's a little late to be nice now, ain't it? It's a little late to be nice now, ain't it? Chief of flippin' police. Too late now, ain't it? Flippin' blowhards. It's too late now, ain't it? Isn't it? It's a little late now, huh? Tough guy. Little late now, ain't it? I gave you your chance all year long. Now I'm suing the shit out of all of you. Now I'm suing the shit out of all of you. You got it, scumbag. You got it. You got it. You got it. You're the city. You work for the city, dumbass. You work for this corporation, sir.
I do actually,
And that means you're all getting sued. That's what it means. This guy, for a year, do you know how many police reports I'm going to get for you taking people home and not giving them tickets? I'm going to get so many, your head's going to spin, you dummy. You stupid idiot. Who the hell do you think you're dealing with? I couldn't believe it. And I hate fishing, by the way. I hate fishing. I'm not a fisherman. I bet you Philip fishes.
You thrive on.
No, you're screwed, bro. You city attorney, all you city people, you're all getting sued. Let me get that police report, Philip, for when you came into the store. I need that police report for when you came into the store. When? Tomorrow morning?
No, I'm off tomorrow. But get a hold
Okay.
of me when I'm working. Get a hold of me
When
when
are
I'm
you
working.
working, sir?
I'd have to look at my schedule. I believe I'm on Saturday night. You get a hold of me and I'll get it for you.
You have that police report, correct?
I do. Yep.
And you're saying you did not know those gentlemen, right?
I did not know those gentlemen.
You do not know those gentlemen.
I did not know those gentlemen.
You do not know those gentlemen.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Do you know who they are?
No, I still don't know.
I don't either.
You said you didn't know them.
I don't either. I don't know them.
Okay.
I didn't then and I still don't.
I think we have a real good idea who they are, though.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If we identify them, do you want to press charges on them? Because
I need the police report first, Philip.
I'm going to get it.
I will.
I'm going to get it.
I will.
Absolutely.
How many people have you haven't ticketed in this city and just taken home, and not ticketed for stuff? How many?
For what?
Anything.
You got to be more specific.
Anything.
How many people have I not ticketed?
Yes, correct.
Hundreds.
Family members?
No.
Oh, not family members?
No,
City workers?
I've cited city workers.
Neighbors?
I've cited neighbors too.
How many city workers have you ticketed last year?
I've arrested my best friend.
You arrested your best friend, really?
I did.
Here in this town?
I did.
What was his name?
I'm not going to say that.
Oh, okay. Well, there's got to be a police report for it, right?
I'll talk to you off camera.
No. There is no off camera here, bro. You guys are public officials.
And I don't have to release anybody's name.
Except in a police report, correct.
But you don't have a right to that police report if it doesn't concern you.
You're wrong. You're an officer of the law? You're wrong. That's public information,
No, it's
sir.
not. No, it's not. You're wrong. You are absolutely wrong.
This guy right here knows what he did was wrong.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he didn't.
And so do you.
He had a right to cite you.
And so did you, sir. So did you, sir.
You were guilty.
9 months, 90 days in jail, and a $750 fine for because I called that son of a bitch a liar. That's why.
No, because your dogs were
Because he's
crapping
a
on the law.
fucking liar is what he is. He didn't even arrest Kurt. Are you crazy?
Kurt who?
You know who, across from our house over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly. He was beating on the door with a hammer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I must have not been working that day. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking
No, I
about.
do not.
Across,
Refresh my memory.
3 doors down from your relative's home. To the left. Kurt.
If you're talking about the gentleman that has mental problems.
Correct. Beating on a door with a hammer.
We arrested him several times.
He didn't do shit. Then a month later, he threw that fucking thing right through the window.
Address that with him. Not
Yeah, I did. Mr. Fisherman. Mr. Fisherman's. 1 year, Philip. Over nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
Bullshit.
You're guilty.
Bullshit. What'd you just say?
You're guilty.
You said I'm guilty?
You are.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, you are.
You said I'm guilty.
Yes, you are.
You just said I'm guilty.
You are.
An officer of the law
You are.
just said I'm guilty.
You are. You are.
Just said I'm guilty.
You allowed your dogs to.
You just said I'm guilty.
And you're guilty.
Judge, jury, and executioner, huh? Judge, jury, and executioner. You said I was guilty. Remember?
You're also an asshole.
That I am. I'm not going to dispute that.
You're an asshole.
No, why would I dispute that, sir? Why the fuck would I dispute?
It's good that you recognize it.
You know exactly what I said, that there'll be all kinds of police reports of you guys not doing shit to people. Remember that. That's why he ran to his truck. That's why he ran to his truck. Because no, you know that's the reason. You know that's the reason. And your city attorney running like there and not answering my grammar request and not answering. You just said I was guilty, sir. And what are you going to be guilty of? What are you going to be guilty of?
Name it. Name it.
I'm not the judge and jury and executioner, sir. You sure seem to be. No, you were wrong in saying that. Just because you read a police report, just because you said it's a police, you're in the course of your duty, sir. You're in the course of your duty, you dork. Well, that's pretty professional. That's pretty professional now, isn't it? Hey, there we go.
I know, I've seen it. Wait till you see my shirt next council
I don't
meeting.
give a shit.
It'll be a lot better.
I don't give a shit.
Sure, it's got a hot dog on it.
It doesn't matter, bro.
Get a picture of the walrus.
I can't believe you said that. It doesn't matter. My brother loves tomatoes, though. I'll tell you that. This was a good one. I'm glad you guys did what you said. I'm glad he did what he said. That's for sure. I'm glad he did what he said. That's for sure. The man said I'm guilty right off the bat. He's the judge, jury, and executioner. This guy.
Who? Me?
You? Yeah, you don't even work here. Or do you? You work here?
Do I work where?
Here.
I don't know.
You don't know? Hey, stop filming. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to film. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Holy shit, did you believe these cops? Do you believe these people? Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, this is bullcrap. That's their future
This
councilman.
this guy's
Possibly.
this guy. Yep, man, we're gonna make him famous.
I already am famous.
Oh, you're gonna be famous, sir. Now, trust me, you guys are gonna be way famous.
Dude, I'm like John Holmes famous. But
That was actually a good joke. That's actually a good fucking joke. Holy shit, that was actually a pretty good joke. You know, hey, I like, you know.
I'm like a mushroom. I'm just a funny guy.
No. You don't get that one. No, sorry. Bullshit. You don't. No. I was a frown. Bullshit. It was a frown. No. You keep that shit to yourself. No. That was pretty good, guys. Look at that. Wow. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let's turn it around and say hello to and
Hello, people.
say hello to all your fans, Mr. Ron.
Hello to all my fans out there.
This is the fellow that is